Okay, so we've got our oils. This is our blend of body bar oils. And got those melted and ready to go. And then I've got my lye mixture here, which I'll go ahead and add. And then I've got this is titanium dioxide mixed with a little water, and then I've also got my fragrance, the lilac, in there as well. So I'm just gonna add that to this mixture. And what this does is it'll just make the batter a nice white color to help contrast with the little bits that we're gonna add. In fact, I'm gonna add a few right now to my mold, just to get them in there in the bottom. So the idea here is to keep this batter pretty fluid, which we'll see how that works out for us. But kind of need to work pretty fast here. So I've got everything in there, and now I'm going to go ahead and scale out of the way and blend this real quick. Not fast. So I still want this to be pretty fluid. It is pretty hot too, so that's gonna not be conducive. But so then I'm just gonna pour it into my mold. You guys can see this. So you see I've got my little bits in there a little bit. I'm gonna pour this in. Sprinkle in some. So we're just embedding those pieces, it's called embedding, into the soap batter, and it'll just make a nice sort of a cobbly stone effect, if you will. And they'll melt a little bit as the lye heats up the batter. But yeah, it's just a kind of a different, another technique. See how this will saponify, because these little pieces, the little embeds, are pretty fresh, so they're still pretty soft. So I don't know how that will affect during the heat up process. So we get all the air bubbles out. Then because of the embeds, I had to adjust the batter a little bit. I wouldn't need as much batter to fill this space because of the extra that I already added in. So I am going to sprinkle a little bit on top though, just for some contrast or interest. So then I'm just going to go through and do our little mountain technique here. It's setting up really fast. I'm just going to pull up on the edges here to get my peak that I like. Kind of work those in there. So this is our lilac. We do this all spring. We have several different spring varieties planned this year. We've got a carnation. We're all about the flowers. Carnation, we always have a rose, but I'm going to do an ocean rose as well. I usually do that in the spring, which is nice, fresh, clean smelling. We have our cool spring, which is available already. It's kind of like a take on the Irish spring scent. It smells really nice. And then French Flower Market, which is a very floral sort of scent for spring. And then of course we always do our jewelweed, which is the antidote actually for poison ivy. So we sell quite a bit of that in the balm. I'll have videos of those coming up soon too. But those are always popular. But that's it. So we'll just kind of let that hang out, and I'm going to hit it with some alcohol. And the alcohol just keeps the soda ash. Soda ash is the byproduct of the offing of the lye. It's completely harmless. It's really just cosmetic. So I just spray it with the alcohol, and that keeps that from occurring on the soap. But sometimes if you see the white, sort of a chalky top on some of the soaps, that's what it is. It's nothing, it's nothing harmless or anything about it. It's just a cosmetic effect of of the soda ash from the lye. So that's that. So we'll let that go to bed here. I'm gonna cover this and wrap it in a blanket, and she'll be ready in the morning, and then we'll cut her. And I'll show you the cut on this too. So here we are back. It's the next day, and we've got our soaps here. This is the loaves that we did yesterday, the lilac, and I'm going to show you the cuts of this now. So I'll put this down here. So this is my Annie Dandy cutter. Can't wait to see what this looks like. Just going to position it here. Very interesting. Oh, that's cool. So that's the effect of adding those embeds in there. Get kind of this cobblestone-y kind of look to it. And everyone will be different, obviously, throughout the loaf. And as this cures, this will hopefully, these pieces will brighten up a little bit as they dry out. But I'm happy with that. That turned out really good. Put this other one. Basically just piano wire that cuts these loaves. I got this cutter a little over a year ago now, I think, and I love it. Used to do this all by hand. So what may have happened, I expected maybe a little bit more marbling of the, but because it was so soft, those pieces, they may have saponified along and remelted, and so we don't get quite as much definition, but that's kind of cool. Again, we'll see how it ages. Sometimes they really surprise you when they come out. But so that's it. That's the lilac. That'll be available in a few weeks once it cures a little bit more.